Hello guys, Strider VM here, and today it's weekend, but fortunately I am not that busy this weekend, so I'm just gonna play casual game, just for kicks. The game I'm gonna be casually playing today is the Ninja Warriors again. Now, to be honest, this is the Japanese version. Why am I playing the Japanese? Well, for two direct reasons. First, there is blood in the game. If you remember, if you have played the US version, the blood in that version is green. And secondly, in the Japanese version, has actually no censorship compared to the US. The US version actually had enemy female ninjas. The US version had gotten that removed and replaced them with the short guys, so in a weird sense, the US version is actually inferior to the Japanese version. And besides, it's also in English, so to the point that the people who are actually buying the Japanese version, the US version, is actually getting a very, let's just say, bad version of the game. And you should just buy or import the US version because it is more complete and it is also in English. I'm just playing this because I just feel like, I don't know, this is a fun beat 'em up though. So anyway, let's begin. Actually, let's be honest. Actually, my video card still has not arrived, so this is just a test of recording of my PC. But if you notice, I think the game slowed down a little on that part. I don't know why, but maybe because I'm just using the internal GPU of my computer. I'm not even sure if you're gonna notice that, but sometimes the game slows down. I think it's the actual emulation itself that has problems. Here we go. Yeah, if you have played the US version. Oh yeah, weird. The blood is still green, but still though, the US version is still worse because the female enemy ninjas are now gone, the game, and replaced as the clone of those small guys, which I really don't like at all. Really weird. The emulation still slows down for a bit. Man, really not having a real GPU slows things down so bad. You see that? It slowed down a little there. Really weird. What could be causing that slowdown? And it's much severe when I'm playing any recent game, more recent compared to say like Duke Nukem 3D. Wow, the game is very slow, but at least there's an excuse for that. You know, they're pretty high-end games, and the Intel GPU inside my G3258 is can't really handle it. But why this? This is just an emulator. It uses a it generally, when you're talking about emulation, most often it's the processor that you need to be powerful. It seems to choke or something. This is also partially the reason that I think that the Komaitachi is the best character in the game. Although you cannot really directly throw when you're using Kamaitachi, you could actually combo into grabs, which is I think is pretty cool. And when you throw someone, all the enemies in the same position get thrown as well. Of course, the only exception that I could think that the is inferior, you think Kamaitachi is inferior, is probably the final boss, but it's still arguable. Not to mention the Komaitachi is the fastest character in the game, although as far as I know, the Komaitachi also is the weakest character in the game. Well, at least in regards to pure damage though. Oh yeah, guys, would you believe that if I told you that the Power Rangers Super Nintendo game and this game actually runs on the same engine? Basically, it's Natsume that kind of, uses the Power Rangers games. They programmed it, as far as I know. If they did not program it, perhaps people that are involved in those games have programmed it because, well, to be honest, they look identical. It's slowing down again. Really weird. It's like it's choking on something, but we really don't know. Now let's double check. Maybe there's something that I screwed up, but I really don't see any problems. Let's think so. Big ratio. Nope, nothing more. I think that's cool. If the opponent is blocking, you could press back and then Komaitachi will throw the opponent. I think that's really convenient for bosses. Just as long as you are paying attention to the enemy. Oh, he's blocking, I'm gonna throw him. As long as you're in range and you're hitting them, Komaitachi would immediately throw the enemy. Yeah, not to mention Komaitachi has the fastest crouch walking animation in the game. It's as fast as his walking animation. Standing walking animation, I mean. Whoopsie! To be honest, guys, I actually played the original first game of this series, the arcades, the one that I think either has two or three screens. I consider that game to be really basic. I mean, I consider it even inferior to say Contra, but this version, I like it a lot. A lot more than the arcade version because a lot faster gameplay, and it seems that in this game, if you die, it's your fault. Unlike in that arcade version, it's really easy to get mobbed. And you could lose a lot of health just by, bumping into bad guys. This game, there's no bumping. It's just, you get attacked a lot. But at least, touching the enemy does not kill you. Unlike that game. It's kind of dumb. I mean, this is not a Contra game. Wow, that was a pretty fast boss kill. I wasn't even able to use the iron cannon thing. You know what's an anecdote? Being in the Philippines in the mid 80s to the mid 90s is pretty cool. Why? Well, because you know, the Philippines has a pretty cool history. What I meant is, from the 15th century to the 19th century, the Philippines was basically owned by Spain. And then by the end of the 18th century, then we got owned by the US. And then in the 1940s, then it's Japan, the man. It's Japan. After Japan, just a little bit from the US, and then due to that, we get a lot of goods from basically the whole world, from Japan, China, to the US, and sometimes rarely even the Europe. So that's why we get a lot of weird stuff. When I was young, some of my friends were, let's just say, luckier, I guess, when it regards to video games. And that's also the reason that I knew about PC 98 games. Not exactly the PC 98, just its games, because, well, I guess a lot of PC 98 games have been ported in China. So, and to make them compatible, the PC 98 seems to be quite proprietary, and almost had very minimal similarities to the US personal computers, the MS-DOS based computers. So I guess the gimmick is that they would need to port those Japanese games in order to run on US or to run in US computers. Oh yeah, most of China actually uses US style PCs, which kind of weird, isn't it? While Japan has, has their own ecosystem in regards to personal computers, while the US and China had similar but Again, it's almost like, but in a weird sense, the Japan and China are basically neighbors. So the only reason I knew about those PC98 games is that because, well, a lot of them get ported to China. And so, and also because China is the center of bootlegging, especially today, so I get those to buy those weird pirated CDs that contains a lot of games. Anyway, I really hope that when the my video card arrives, I would be able to continue my playthrough of Last Crusader. Also, I want to thank someone from the Tokugawa forums. It's a forum for PC98, and wow, they actually were able to help me find that game that I have been looking for. That's really awesome. It seems like it's Nana EU Densetsu 2. I'm not sure of the exact name, but I'm now looking at its possible ROM for that game and to be able to show it to you guys. And fortunately, it's not a hentai game, but it is an anime-styled strategy game, and it's one of my mystery games. One of the first games that I got when we bought our family PC on that time. Yeah, as an extra thing, when I first got our family PCs, we actually got some. I first got this bootleg CD that contains a lot of games, and those were the first time that I knew about Tyrion. So a lot of those games have become, let's just say, frequent replays after a while. I That's the time I knew about Wolfenstein 3D. The Doom wasn't included in that compilation, but it was included as a freebie when I got that PC. It's like a thank you. Hey, thank you for buying our PCs, man. I got a copy of Doom here. Should I copy it to your hard drive? Lol. Oh. Oh god, we're the worst boss in the game. In my opinion, these two are the hardest boss in the game. I always forget about that. Ah. Oh, I was close, man. I was close. Ah. Wow, that's pretty lucky. I was just one hit from dying in there. Damn, I like the music in this game. Oops. Ah. Okay, let's try again. Wow, that is really close. And I think I'm really lucky to beat the final boss that way. You know, it is pretty ironic that the ending of this game is not happy at all. Its argument that, since they defeated Bangalore using force, the opposition forces became corrupt as well, and due to the stuff they learned from the androids, they became more powerful and more corrupt than Bangalore's forces. I'm liking those games that it's kind of realistic. Sadly in life, people are generally corrupt, and when given the opportunity for money or power, they will probably get it. But anyway, guys, we're talking about philosophy when we should be enjoying a video game. And so that is the Ninja Warriors again for the Super Famicom or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And I really enjoy that. You know, playing beat 'em ups is a sort of relaxation stuff for me. While RPG games are actually kind of like reading a novel, a lot of text, while beat 'em ups or fighting games are like kind of like exercising, keeps your mind alert. But anyway, this is Strider VM, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Also, typically, if you have just happened upon my videos, my typical playthroughs are of Japanese obscure games. So if you're interested in such games, playthroughs of such games, you are welcome to subscribe. And so, guys, I'll be stopping for now, and I hope that next time I will see you guys in another video.